Hi there, it's Miss Brown again. This will be Biochem Part 3, and again you're taking notes. And these are types of mixtures, and many of these things we're about to talk about are going to be very familiar to a lot of them have to do with food. So mixtures are physically combined. So everything in a mixture keeps its own properties, like nuts and bolts in a can. If I just threw a bunch of stuff out of the junk drawer in the garage into an old coffee can, you could separate out the nuts and bolts. And peanuts in a Dr. Pepper, and that used to be a great southern treat. You buy the peanuts that are already salted and pour them in a Coke or a Dr. Pepper, but you can still get the peanuts out and you still have the Dr. Pepper and the peanuts. It's not chemically combined like if I baked a cake. If I baked a cake, it'd be a little bit different story. So there's three types we're going to talk about: solutions, suspensions, and colloids. All right, first, solutions. These are things that are combined uniformly, like salt and water. The solvent and the solute. Here's how you remember. Solute gets dissolved. So that's what you put in. So if you're making salt water, the solute would be the salt. That's what you put into the solvent that does the dissolving. If you're making Kool-Aid, the solute would be the Kool-Aid powder and sugar. The solvent would be the water. And water is the universal solvent because it dissolves so many things, but it doesn't just dissolve anything. Like oil, water and oil don't mix. Now, there's different types of solutions. You probably want to write this down. Aqueous, or sometimes you hear this pronounced aqueous. Aqueous solutions have water as the solvent. Then you have concentration. Concentration just means how strong something is or how weak it is. Like you've heard of strong coffee and weak coffee, that sort of thing. Saturated. Okay, you need to write this down. You may have to stop it. You need to write this down. Saturated means it holds all the solute it can. It can't hold any more. It's got it all. And then supersaturated solutions have been manipulated to hold more solute. And I'm going to talk to you about that a little bit more later in another video. They have been manipulated to hold more solute. All right, and a suspension. Here's another type. This is a substance spread through a liquid or gas, but it will settle out, like mud and water. I mean, if you ever go camping or you're in a survival situation, you have to get pond water in a jug to drink. You would probably, besides boiling it maybe to make it safer, you could put it in a jug and let it sit overnight, and the mud and dust would settle to the bottom, and you take out what's on top. Also, smoke and air. And human blood. And another suspension you may not realize is actual raw milk. Milk that hasn't been pasteurized and homogenized at a dairy. You just have fresh milk. If you're raised on fresh milk, that's where the expression cream rises to the top. When you let milk sit in the refrigerator for a few hours, the cream will come to the top. And you can take that out and use it to make things like ice cream and sour cream and the cream you put in your coffee. That you might put on fruit. You can sweeten it and put it on fruit or maybe something like that. So those are suspensions, things that will settle out. And a colloid is a substance spread through another substance that will not settle out over time. It can be a gel, like Jell-O or protoplasm, or it can be a sol, like egg white and mucus and slimy things. So that's the end of our discussion on mixtures.